welcome to Page Turners. This is going to come out this week. There will be no Full Metal Alchemist for a reason.
This will come out this week.
Yes, this one will come out this week. So you'll be seeing.
Are
it
you
the
telling
week
that to me, or are you telling
them? This is updated, not like the other episodes that happened fucking 4 months ago.
Okay.
There is no Full Metal Alchemist episode this week.
Gotcha.
Because I finished Emily yesterday. Wrapping is done. My short film. My short film is all done.
How is it?
Huh?
How is it?
All the shots look great. I'm still stitching them together, but the last shooting day was yesterday.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm so excited. It should be out in October, for Halloween. So I'm very excited about that. So no episode this week. I just had to prioritize that. But I wanted to get an episode out, and so I figured this will be the first episode of Page Turners because the other episodes I didn't like. So maybe I'll stitch them up into one super episode. But
just make TikToks out of those.
Honestly, yeah. But this is the new show that's going to supplement either if we're just not available to do Read and Weeb, or maybe we have a bonus episode out. It'll be this.
Or if Davie doesn't want to read.
That too. But it's also like...
I'm sweaty.
Sometimes I just want to talk about... You just walked here, yeah.
But like it's visible, like for me, I'm like, I can see the stain on my shirt from the sweat.
I'll color correct it.
Don't. In fact, make it worse.
You make it worse? Okay, yeah, I got you.
Color incorrected.
Yeah. You're just going to be black and white the whole episode. Except for your shirt. I'm going to make it green. So you're just going to be black and white and your shirt will be green so everyone can see it.
Just green screen my shirt out.
I might.
I have a sexy woman body here.
I might. I will. I do that now. I edit these podcasts with intent. I want to get these mics because we're borrowing them right now. But I wanted to get these. One, because like they're the ones I sent you. Like we can get them colored. That's a little more expensive. But I'm like, but there's a cheaper option.
It's like what, $200 a mic?
A little more.
Okay.
Like, but there's a cheaper option where there's covers that go on them that could have the logo, and I thought that'd be sick too. Which is like a lot cheaper. But I do want these mics because they sound really good. But anyway, yeah, these episodes will be like about a topic, but it's more so we can shoot the shit without having to like focus on like a book.
Like last time where we spent, I think, half an hour talking about Naruto and then like 10 minutes talking about Full Metal.
Yeah, so we're trying to avoid that.
Trying to embrace that.
Yeah, but like the Read and Weeb episode will be a little more pointed. Also, I don't know, I just want to, be more accessible to more fans, and also 300 subs. So thanks for that. We hit it today.
I don't have to thank you for that. I expected it. Thank you guys.
You know your place. Subscribe. So
every sub after this counts now for me.
yeah. The goal was 300, but now that I've hit it, also, so I've been posting a lot more TikToks on our page.
Yeah.
Less like podcast clip, more me
rambling. Yeah.
Talking about it. Yeah. Finding a topic, wanting to talk about it, rambling. Dude, people get so mad.
People don't like so people hate opinions.
Yeah. I'm not even, because I'm also very charitable. I'm like, yeah, I don't like this, but I understand why people do. But this is just my opinion. Hey, fuck you, dumbass.
Funnily enough, that's me with everything that's not JJK. I'm like, I can see why people would enjoy this. Like, I can see why people would enjoy JJK, but for some reason, I'm like, but like, you shouldn't.
Yeah. No, what's funny is
and it's because I've seen the whole thing, or I've read the whole thing. Oh, okay, so not spoilers, but information. There's only 5 chapters of JJK left.
Yeah, I sent that tweet to you this morning.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, because I was like, I wanted to talk about that because I was like, that feels really abrupt.
Yeah,
doesn't it feel like there's so much shit that's still gonna be like left in the open,
unresolved? Yeah.
How the fuck are there 5 chapters?
I like to imagine like normal chapter length. Last chapter's 100 pages. They were like, oh, I can't do this.
Yeah, they're like,
Last chapter's delayed for however long it takes me to write 100 chapters.
Yeah.
Or pages, rather.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless there's like JJK Shippuden that's coming out. I don't know. Because I made a video that I thought more people would be mad at, right? Because there was a video that was like, oh, who's a better MC, Yuji or Denji? Mm-hmm. And everybody was like, yeah.
Because Yuji is boring. He doesn't have a goal. His whole thing is like, yeah, I'm willing to die for this cause that I just learned about by accident because I ate a finger.
I think it's interesting for him to be like, okay, like I'm finding purpose in life so that way I can die in an important way.
Well, he's not finding purpose in life. He's finding purpose in his death.
And I think that's like cool, I guess. That starts by him finding that. And I think what's interesting is like him just being like, fuck it, I'm a cog in the machine. Fuck it, I'm just gonna do whatever. I fucking hate cursed spirits so much that I'm willing to just live for that. And I think that's cool.
Except he doesn't hate cursed spirits.
That's my interpretation with like him and Mahito. And I'm going off the anime, so I don't spoil anything.
Well, here's the thing. He just hates Mahito.
Yeah. And even if it's just like that much, he's like a hater. He's like, I'm just going to fight. If you come back, I'll find you. I'll kill you again. And I'll find you again. And I'll kill you again.
In my opinion, I think Mahito was the best villain in JJK.
He grew on me. I know I told you at one point I didn't like him. And then I lied. And now I do.
After reading like all the way caught up, I was like, wow, this was the best foil for a protagonist.
Yeah, I agree. Sorry, spoilers for JJK.
I mean, that's not really any spoil. We didn't spoil anything. We just said a name and said he was a great foil.
Yeah, but I'm just being safe. I do agree.
Speaking of spoilers, My Hero ended.
It did. I got spoiled. I haven't read it.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up.
Yeah, so I can spoil it for you.
Well, no, I said speaking of spoilers, you got spoiled on My Hero.
Yeah.
Speaking of other things you got spoiled on, My Dress Up Darling is going great right now. You guys should read it.
Yeah, I did get spoiled for that. I didn't even start it. I haven't started it yet. I'm not reading it. But I think it's just funny that it popped up.
I'm not going to read it.
I'm not going to read it, but it popped up on my Twitter, and I was like, oh, okay. What I did finish, though, was Chainsaw Man. Finally.
Part 1.
Don't spoil shit for me. Because like, you recommended it to me like a while ago. And then my friend recommended it to me. She was like, you should read it. And I was like, okay. And then I never did. And then I bought it because it was really cheap. And then I just never read it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do a video. So I'll pick up Chainsaw Man. And I read the first volume. And I was like, this is all right. Read the second volume. And then I just fucking blitzed through it. It was really good. Which is why I brought up that Denji is just a better main character. Because he's a lot more interesting to me.
I like Denji because Denji follows the same like angle that Yuji does, where he kind of just gets drawn in by accident into the mix. But Denji's like, I'm here for selfish reasons, and I respect that.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's so real for that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Yuji's like, I guess I'll be the hero.
I think with like Denji, I think what's interesting is like his reasons.
Wow, the parallels between these guys, like the more I talked about it, I was like, wow, there's a lot of parallels. And then Yuji is just way worse than all of them.
It's like they go on the similar path in the beginning and they just fucking split. And that was what kind of what I was thinking about, was where like Denji's throwing a lot of shit at him, kind of like Yuji. Should we talk spoiler talk for Chainsaw Man?
I feel like we shouldn't.
Okay, then I won't spoil it. Maybe we'll dedicate an episode to talk about it. But the shit that Denji goes through is just like fucking awful.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the beginning of the book is not really a spoiler, but at the beginning of the book, Denji is the type of person who literally says, like, if my friends would die, I don't think I'd cry. And then turn into someone who's, like, he develops apathy. And, like, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, I hope to be like that someday.
Yeah. I hope that for you, too, man.
I told my friends that, like, I was like, yeah, Denji. I was like, I wish I could be like Denji. And they were like, no, you don't. And I was like, yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
They didn't believe me. They got me.
Mm-hmm. What's really funny is like, I thought Denji was just gonna be like a pervert, fucking like kind of cringe character.
Because you only experienced him through that boobs edit.
Yeah, and like I knew nothing about Chainsaw Man at all, so I didn't think it was just gonna be this thought-provoking piece about fucking being a victim. It's so good. I recommend it if you haven't read it already. I really think that if JJK had not came out at around the same time as like Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man would be the popular manga out.
Well, the thing is, Chainsaw Man was like hella hype while it was releasing, but it's just the animation studio just wasn't as up there, because a lot more people were hyping up the anime before it came out, but like the animation, from what I hear, is like good, but like JJK is just like crazy for some reason.
Chainsaw Man's animation is like really stylized. I think JJK's is good, but it's a lot of flashy colors. And like, yeah, it's
People
good.
like that.
I know. And my thing is like, yeah, it's good, but like it's nothing like compared to some like Mob Psycho that has like crazy animation.
Wouldn't know.
I honestly think, like, I know you said you're gonna watch Smiling Friends, like for
eventually.
Me, fuck that. No, fuck Smiling Friends. Like I think Mob Psycho is genuinely like the best show I've ever seen.
That's cool.
I think it's better than Gurren Lagann.
That's cool.
And what's funny is like
you can't switch out something I already said I would watch for something else. I made you watch a 2.5-minute video.
I know, but my thing is like I think you'll enjoy Mob Psycho way more than Smiling Friends.
I know. I've already read Mob Psycho. I know how much I'll enjoy it.
No. Fuck that. You have not. Like this is like leagues better than the manga. Like, and I think I've started reading the manga. It's good. I like it, but holy fuck,
is it
Mob Psycho.
Impossible to get through?
The first volume was alright.
How to read philosophy books backwards? Is that like a tile like is that supposed to be like representative of something?
It's a statement.
Okay.
Yeah. What's great about Mob Psycho is the story's really good. And like you can experience that through the manga. I think it is literally the best anime I have ever seen out of anything I've seen. And I love Gurren Lagann. It's my favorite. Mob is the best.
Gotcha.
And when I finished the third season, I was like, this is a perfect series. Like there was no bad episodes. Every episode has great animation. It feels like a passion project. It's the ugliest fucking manga with the most beautiful anime I've ever seen.
I'll watch it, but you got to read a manga of my choice first.
Fuck it.
Before I start it. Even.
Fuck it. Yeah, give it to me like today. I'll do it.
Okay.
My friend told, I don't know how true this is.
There's only 7 volumes out of what I'm talking about, so.
Okay, I'll blitz through it. Is it Berserk? Because there's like way more, right?
Yeah, there's like a million Berserk volumes. You already started Berserk. I'm not going to give you something you're already starting.
Yeah.
I like when you put my shit on your shelf. It makes me laugh.
Yeah. Well, or else am I going to keep it the fucking floor?
Oh, that's where the bootlegs go. Near your bed.
That's where the bootlegs go. Mm-hmm. Speaking of bootlegs, so funny story. I was partaking in marijuana one day at 1 a.m. with a Domino's pizza that I'm probably going to order after this podcast.
Or during.
While you're talking. Like it's like phone right here. What's funny is I ordered like Blue Lock. I was like, oh, I found all of Blue Lock on eBay. And for like moderately priced, and didn't look. I was like, yeah, and I looked at the reviews. That's what I looked at, like over anything. And the reviews were like, oh yeah, this is like really good. Like it came really with really good condition. And so I was like, fuck it. I put the order in. It gets here like a week later, and then cut to Esau getting a text. Esau, I think these are fake. These look fucking fake. Esau, can you grab the?
I'm trying.
Thank you. This is what a normal Blue Lock manga looks like. It's thick, you know. This is the backside. Notice how there's something there. This is what it looks like.
It's tall.
This is the fake. That has no cover on the back, just the Blue Lock logo, mind you. The colors are all fucking burnt out, and like they're just way harsher. They up the contrast way too much. So it's bad printing.
Well, what's the inside look like? You're gonna keep these, right?
I guess so. I can't return them. Returning them was like more money.
Yeah, you told me.
Like, but I didn't tell them. Returning it is like way too much money. So my friend, their fiance, they work at D&H, right? Mm-hmm. And then I told them about that. I was like, yeah,
DHL.
Yeah, DHL. Sorry. I was thinking B&H. Which
I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Isn't that an anime?
No, it's a place where I buy camera gear. Yeah. DHL. And I was like, man, fuck you guys. He's like, what we do? And then I told him, he's like, yeah, I get it.
You blame the shipping company?
Yeah, for trying to overcharge.
Oh, that.
The fuck? But yeah, these look, I'm going to make a whole video comparing them, but holy fuck. I felt bamboozled and scammed.
Can I open one?
Yeah, I'll open this one. You can open the.
Because that's the other one we have for comparison.
Yeah. So yeah,
and I can't wait to open it and just not be Blue Lock or just blank pages or something.
I think it's really funny that they were shrink wrapped.
Yeah, that's dedication at least.
Yeah.
So I hunted down reviews because I was like, how did David get scammed? So the publishing company for this is AMX. They're known for bootlegs
from Malaysia.
Yeah. So if you go on eBay and something, you see something, someone selling shit, and the spine says AMX. Davie will probably do a video on it and show that more accurately.
Yeah, actually, in my video, I found their headquarters, and I'm pulling up.
It's not the worst printing quality I've seen.
My thing is that it presents it as if it was real, and when I was doing some digging, the lengths you have to go to find a disclaimer on their website that says, "Oh, not made for collectors, just for people who want to read it. Like, these are not official copies.
Yeah.
The links you have to go to get there, it's just fucking impossible if you're ordering it off your phone. I had to find it through a link that I found on eBay on my desktop.
For what, on AMX or what?
There was a link that took me to their website on their ad that I only found on desktop. But most people are going to be on their phone.
Yeah, I was looking on my phone, and I saw their description. A lot of the description, it only says it at the very bottom. It's like, great condition, blah, blah, blah. And then at the very bottom, it has that disclaimer.
Yeah.
So the printing quality... here you go. Stop trying.
No,
Okay, you finally
got it. I got it.
The printing quality is not like... It's like too small. It's like made for like a bigger page. But I'm gonna be honest, I was expecting it to be like... Were you the one who saw that fucking print quality where something was just too light?
That was JJK0.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we got copies of JJK0 at AX.
It wasn't at AX. We went to
when we were in LA.
Yeah, in Little Tokyo.
And our copies of JJK0, some of the pages were just too light.
Yeah, it was weird printing. I feel like they came from the same batch.
Yeah. I was expecting that to be like this, or like some of the Berserk pages are smeared for whatever reason. I thought it was stylistic at first, and then I went, no, this is probably just fucked up.
Like, for what it's worth, these prints are like not bad.
But like, I would never pay money for them. If I wanted fake copies, I would just pirate the shit.
Yeah, like, but they're smaller. It's the books feel too stiff.
Yeah.
It's like too many pages for the size of a book.
Yeah.
It's strange. But yeah, I got swindled, bamboozled, and whatnot. And fucked. They gave me the good old suck and fuck.
Never talk to me or my son ever again.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I'll buy them still now. I don't want to. I have the bootlegs if anybody wants them. maybe I'll send them out. You know, lucky commenters will get these fucking bootlegs.
Just send out like one at a time.
Yeah. Everyone will get a different copy.
Yeah.
I will spend more money sending them to random to people than I would getting a return.
Back.
Yeah, fuck that. But yeah.
My friend really likes Blue Lock. Maybe she'll take it.
Fuck yeah, I'll sell it to her. For like $20.
I'll talk to her.
Yeah, for $20 you can get a whole thing of bootlegs. What's it called?
What a deal.
They work just as fine. What an idiot. I'm thinking about shelves I'm going to get when I get One Piece.
Oh, your Blue Lock shelf.
Yeah, well, it'll be the One Piece shelf now. I'll get Blue Lock eventually. But I'll get One Piece. We're going to do a One Piece read through eventually. That's the plan. We're going to do like one that... The thing with One Piece is it's so fucking long that if we were to do it the same way we do Read 'em and Weeb, Esau pointed out to me, it would take like 2 fucking years.
Yep.
And we don't want to do that. We don't want to be a One Piece channel because there's so many other books we want to read.
So we'll probably do it a little similar to the way we did Dragon Ball, where we did like arcs rather than volumes.
Yeah.
But the episodes will also be much longer, or at least like longer just in general.
Yeah, they'll be longer and they'll come out less frequently, like maybe once a month. That's the plan.
4-hour One Piece videos.
You say you laugh, but we could definitely talk about One Piece for 4 hours.
We might have to.
We will. We have a lot to say. It's funny that we don't bring up One Piece as much as like you think we would. I think it's harder to talk about than like Naruto.
It's because I have a lot of things to say about One Piece. There's just so much to talk about. I'm like, I'm not gonna open this can of worms.
Yeah.
I was looking at the spines of my I already bought the first box set. Davie was like, we should do this like this, and I went, okay. And then I was like, should I order it? He was like, you should. And then literally the next morning, I hadn't even gone to work yet. The fucking Amazon package is on my doorstep, and I was like, wow,
it's here.
It's here.
Yeah.
And on the spines, they have the arc they're in.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh yeah, East Blue, Brokeworks.
Mm-hmm. Does it do that even from volume 1? Yeah.
No.
Because like I was like, they really called their shot. They were like, yeah, we're just gonna list the arcs out. This shit's gonna take forever.
Well, also it just might be the box set prints.
True. Do you think that like bookstores will just buy box sets and put them on the shelf?
Probably not. Because usually they'll buy a bunch of one volume rather than a bunch of box sets. Because they get
They buy them wholesale.
Yeah, wholesale. That's the word.
Yeah.
I was like, what is it called when you're a distributor and you buy it from a supplier? Drug dealing?
Or
No.
Costco. But this episode had a purpose. We want to do like topics, and one, it's easier to clip for like TikTok and stuff. I think it's a little harder to do Full Metal like centric stuff because it's like, well, that's just a fucking spoiler, and I don't know how to like ease into that, you know. Which people have been appreciating that I put spoiler warnings, so that's cool.
Love to hear it.
My biggest pet peeve, and I hate other manga creators for this, is like, oh, JJK leak that came out fucking 5 seconds ago, and it's not even officially out in Japan.
Not even translated.
Not even translated. Sukuna has 2 dicks. Like that's like as soon as like you flip the fucking TikTok, and then it's like, oh, cool, fuck you.
They'll be like, oh, spoilers for this, but they'll have it under the spoiler rather than like 10 seconds of like 2 seconds of black screen then spoiler.
Yeah, it's just like spoiler, but I've already seen it.
Yeah.
And my thing is like somebody was like,
they do that for the fucking My Dress Up Darling thing. They were like, oh, the goats, and then they're like showing Gojo from JJK and then Gojo from My Dress Up Darling, and they're like, and I was like, why did you spoil both of these like this?
It's really funny. My thing with like these, like, I got a comment on the YouTube, and it was on the YouTube page, not like I'm on the YouTube from our platforms. I got a comment on YouTube, and it was like, those aren't spoilers, those are leaks, those are different. They're fucking both. It's both. You're a fucking idiot.
In fact, I would argue that a leak is worse.
A leak is worse.
If you spoiled something that came out, like, if you spoiled volume, like, I don't know, 7 of Blue Lock, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
If you spoil chapter 99 of Blue Lock, that's probably, no, it's definitely out already.
There's like 150 something.
If you spoil 162, which isn't out yet, you broke into Kanashiro's house and like showed me a fucking print. Like, they were like, look at this. That's a leak and a spoiler.
Yeah. But what's funny is, like, okay, you can make the argument of, like, if I spoil Naruto's been out for... Naruto's been finished for, like, 10 fucking years, right? It's like, okay,
the print wouldn't be in his house. He doesn't do the art.
It's like, Naruto's been out for, like, 10 fucking years, right? And it's like, cool. Maybe if you really wanted to read Naruto, you would have already. That's. I don't agree with that argument. I think that's dumb. That's dumb, too. But... that's what people say. I had no opportunity to read JJK yet because it's not fucking out yet.
Yeah.
And you spoiled the leak. You're a dickhead. Like, I think legitimately manga creators that leak fucking manga panels, you're like the worst manga content creators out there. You are dog shit. Fuck you.
Like, I mean, I shouldn't have to be caught up with everything to interact with the community I like. Like, if I was a big My Hero fan, which I'm not, but I am caught up. I shouldn't have to be all the way caught up just to interact with the community at all. People are like, oh, just ban, like, talking about My Hero when new chapters come out. They come out weekly, you bitch.
Yeah.
They're gonna talk about them no matter what. Like, oh, okay, so just, like, keep them banned. Who am I gonna talk to about the things I like?
Yeah. I think there's a way to talk about things without spoiling them. And,
absolutely.
And we fuck up, too. Don't get me wrong. Like, we will be talking, and I accidentally say a Naruto spoiler.
Yeah.
You know, it happens.
Yeah, we're not like angels, but we don't go like, oh yeah, the newest Danganronpa game that hasn't come out yet. I can't make up names on the fly.
Danganronpa 4, fucking Hope's Comeback or some shit. I don't know. Hope's Retribution.
I was going to say something foul for no reason. But yeah, like Danganronpa 4, plowing Monokuma. Like, I'm gonna be like, yeah, we plow Monokuma, and everyone's gonna be like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think it's I don't know. I just think there's like a level of, like, they're only spoiling shit because they want to be the first ones.
I had a point with the My Hero thing. Mm. Not only that, I was caught up and I still got, like, the leaks are like, hey, here are the untranslated RAWs. And I was like, why would you ever?
Yeah, because, like, yeah, you are caught up already. So, like, that got fucked for you. But there's also just something about reading it yourself, and, like, the page turn to the reveal of something is just something you can't recreate. Like, for example, and I'm going to spoil spoil Dragon Ball, right?
You're going to spoil Dragon Ball. No quotes.
But yeah, but I'm going to spoil Dragon Ball, but this is like the easiest thing, the pop culture, you know. I read Dragon Ball without interacting with any of the Dragon Ball community ever. So I actually got to like experience Super Saiyan like authentically.
Yeah.
It was so fucking cool. If I would have just fucking opened Twitter today and it's like Goku Super Saiyan, I would have been pissed. You know?
Beyond Kaioken, the Super Saiyan?
I would have been fucking like.
What are you, the narrator?
Yeah. So I was watching Otaku's Anonymous, right? I've just been getting really into their podcast. I really enjoy it. Which is weird because I don't like any manga content out there, or anime content. I don't watch anime content.
I don't watch anime.
You don't watch anime. One of the guys said something that reminded me of you. He
Is
was
it
like,
Danny?
no, it was Nick.
The other guy?
He was like, yeah, like I love Hunter x Hunter. However they end it. If you sank the boat, I would laugh.
Bro, the boat sucks. I hate it.
I don't agree, but I think I also agree it would be funny if they sank the boat. I would laugh.
I'm not gonna pick up Hunter x Hunter until he finishes the boat.
Mm.
I want to be like, all right, I know when the boat ends. I can slog through it. I can't keep reading chapters until the boat is done.
I think it sucks where you stopped because I think from there it does get kind of cool.
I caught up.
You're caught up? When?
I remember we were talking about it and you were like, that's where it is. Like and then I pulled up my phone and I was like, oh, I'm all the way at the end.
Oh yeah, maybe. Because I also remember you bringing something up, being like, oh, I was gonna spoil it, and I was like, no, I'm caught up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I caught up before you did.
Yeah.
Because I like Hunter x Hunter a lot.
People, Hunter x Hunter fans, what boat? Why do they hate it?
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry.
Well, that's not. See, that's not a spoiler because we're not.
It's
talking.
vague. It's vague.
Yeah.
You know.
There's a boat and we hate it.
Yeah. And it should sink.
You know, let's put these questions on the back burner. Let's talk more about good main characters. I think that was one of our topics we wanted to talk about.
I think that was the main one. The 5-character draft, right?
Yeah.
So I know
I did not draft a single character.
I know my top 5 off the bat, like off rip.
Okay.
So I know my number 5.
I know my number 1.
We can go 5 to 1.
All right.
So I'll do mine first.
Yeah.
So my number 5 slot, Denji.
Wow, he made an
Denji
impact.
Fucking came up and knocked down number 5. Like
Who was your number? Who's your honorable mention?
I was really like going back and forth. It was Ed. Yeah.
That was my number 5.
Yeah, my like Ed was number 5 for me, and Edward Elric. Denji, I think, just like, and I like Edward Elric. I think we have a whole podcast we're dedicating to his story.
Yeah.
And I enjoy the story, and I like Edward Elric a lot. But I was thinking about it. And just like Ed is really cool and interesting, and he's the perfect character for this story. But I don't think he's the best character in a story by far. And I think the rest of these characters, except for one, is like my favorite character in these stories. And Denji is my favorite character for sure. And I just think his story is so interesting. He's already a lot older than most Shonen Protags. Like the fact that Chainsaw Man is Shonen Jump is fucking astonishing.
Oh yeah, because of how like visceral it is in every way.
It's really sexual, and
Yeah.
like I'm surprised that they're allowing like these mature themes, and Denji is just so different than anyone else I've read about. I also just love that he's just like a very authentic depiction of a victim.
Yeah, I genuinely agree. My issue with Chainsaw Man is I just never liked Makima for the reasons like portrayed, but it also just made me not like want to read Chainsaw Man. I actually like picked it up, got like halfway through, I blue locked it. I went, it's fun, and then I stopped reading. And then everyone was like talking about part 2, and they said something. I was like, you know what? I'll pick it back up. And I picked it up, and I was like, all right. I like once I got through, because anytime I pick something back up, I don't start where I left off. I start from scratch every time. I had to do this with One Piece, I think 3 times,
which is fucking insane.
Yeah.
I like Chainsaw Man because it forces you to be uncomfortable a lot. Like there are moments that are just fucking disgusting. Like they're really gross and they make me feel sick. And
like that time he got a hug, disgusting.
Right. And he keeps getting molested.
Yeah.
Both emotionally. Yeah, that's Denji. It just forces you to sit in that uncomfortable moment, and I fucking love that. It's like one of my favorite books like that I've read in a long time. So Denji's my number 5 for sure.
My number 5. I'm gonna go with a bit more of an obscure one.
Sorry, real quick. I'm gonna do like a little TikTok intro to get people's attention. Top 5 shonen MCs. I'm gonna go first. Sorry, I'm going to put that in front of a TikTok.
Gotcha.
Yeah, go ahead.
For me, it would definitely have to be Noelle Stolen from The world's greatest seeker run or the sorry, I forgot. Fuck, what the fuck? The most notorious talker runs the world's greatest clan. Sorry. It's getting an anime soon, and I'm so fucking excited. Except I watched the video trailer thing for it, and it's just like they blue locked episode of Nagi'd it where the animation is terrible. Mainly because I think it's just like, oh, here's what we have so far. Like they're not done with it, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm like, please tell me that they're like still working on it. I don't want like the end of the episode of Nagi to be like this.
Yeah.
Bro, fuck it, I hate that movie so much.
It was not a good movie.
Like I respect it because it got me into Blue Lock. It's the reason I'm into Blue Lock.
But you only it's
completely
like,
unrelated though.
But the movie didn't inspire you to watch Blue Lock. Is that I
It
wanted
is-
to go see it, and you said, "Okay, I'll catch up real quick." And then
I blitzed to 94 chapters real quick and still got spoiled.
yeah, so Esau caught up to the anime. This is one of my biggest problems with that movie. Esau caught up to the anime like I asked him to, and then they spoiled it. Had I not read ahead, oh, I would have been fucking spoiled.
Oh yeah.
It's dumb. That's your number 5 pick?
Yeah. So with him, he's the protagonist. He's like, I couldn't put him on a D&D square of like personality because he's so. I want to call him evil, but that's not the word. He's on the side of good, but like he'll like hit you in the nuts to win a fight, and I love that about him. The whole thing is like he has like a weak skill set where his only thing is like he's a buffer, he's smart, that's his only thing. But he wants to be the strongest. Mm-hmm. So he's like, if I lead the strongest, that makes me the strongest by default. So he's like, I'm going to go for like low-hanging tactics. I don't give a shit. As long as I'm on the top, that's what matters. And we don't get characters who are like that and are on the side of good as well. You get shit like Death Note where, you know, like, oh, you know, Light, who is just the bad guy, but he's the protagonist. Mm. I like this about him. And also, like, you see him fail a lot. Or not a lot, but like you see him fail. You see him have like, he's like, okay, I got contingency plans because plan 1 failed. Oh, this isn't going exactly how. And I'm like, I like that. I like smart characters who aren't fucking omniscient.
Yeah.
And I really like him as a character.
My number 4, Ippo from Hajime no Ippo. Hajime no Ippo is fucking sick. It's my favorite sports anime ever. Like, I don't know, maybe it's the fact I'm Hispanic because boxing is really fucking cool to me.
Yeah.
I think Ippo is just a really good, like, he is one of those characters that kind of fall under kind of like a little too nice, you know? He's just very, like, proper, and he doesn't really, you know, it's almost like he's a little too... Spoiler, he got his leg back. I'm just kidding, no.
No, he didn't get it back. Are you caught up on Hajime?
I'm pretty close.
How many chapters are there? Like 1,400?
Yeah, like fucking crazy amount. Like Ippo's story, like he's a little too nice. He's just like kind of a little too
for a boxer.
Yeah, and that's like his kind of thing. He's like, what's really funny is that he's very respectful. So like everyone's like immediately they're like, oh, I kind of like this kid because he goes to his first boxing match and he's like bowing to like, you know, acknowledge the crowd, and everybody's like, I like this guy. And then he just fucking rocks somebody. It's fucking awesome. It's so cool.
I love characters who have like that dichotomy of they're like, I'm a good guy, but like I'm an honorable fighter.
Yeah, like he loves the sport of boxing. Like he learns to love it. He's just this kind of like
Hajime
timid.
no Ippo fan. What's it called? It's Hajime no Ippo.
Hajime
right?
no Ippo.
Okay, I don't know why my brain keeps calling it Hajime no Ippo.
I think it's technically Hajime no Ippo, the fighting.
I don't care.
The fighter. But it's the what's it called?
The fighting.
Yeah.
It does say that in English on there.
Yeah. That's funny. What I like about Ippo is he's very nice, but it's also like he loves boxing. He fucking loves it. And so, you know, he's just naturally strong because he helps his mom on like a fishing boat. And then he's bullied in school, doesn't really stand up for himself. He starts boxing to kind of gain a sense of confidence and just be like comfortable in his skin. And it's just really good. And like all the fights have like this like really nice sense of like, you know, internal struggle. where Ippo's kind of struggling to kind of like, figure himself out while he's also reading his opponent. And they show us enough about his opponent not to make us sympathize with him and like he should win, but it's enough to be like, oh, they're fighting too, to like, they have a reason to be in the ring, and it just makes it like really like, enthralling to watch. Ippo kicks ass. I fucking love Hajime no Ippo.
I dig it.
Yeah, that's my number 4 for sure.
My number 4. Fuck. Okay, so there's like swarming. It's like a bunch of like dials spinning, and I gotta just stop it where I want. I wanna. I'm like. I want to say Rudo from Gachiakuta.
Mm-hmm.
I really fucking love Rudo from Gachiakuta. For anyone who hasn't started, I definitely recommend it. It's probably one of the best new gens I've read in a while. There's only 3 volumes out right now, but the art style's great, and Rudo himself is one of those characters with like a great dichotomy where he's like wants to do good, but like he's got that dog in him where he's like primed for evil, but he's like a good guy. And I fucking love, that's one of my favorite kind of characters, as I said before, and as I'll talk about more as in the coming characters.
Yeah.
And so I definitely I fucking love him, especially with would you say bringing up things that happened in the, actually no, I don't want to bring this up, seeing the way he cares for like some of his friends, family that like you interact with in the I guess you don't interact with them, that are interacted with him in the manga, it feels like, okay, he's like the awkward guy, but like he tries. If you got anyone who's seen Fire Force, he's a little like Shinra if Shinra was actually like not a dick, had the potential for evil, and not just they keep telling him that, but like he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Don't say yeah, you don't know what any of that means.
I don't, but I know what you mean by what you're saying.
Yeah. But
I've not read Fire Force.
I fucking love Gachiakuta, man. Rudo is so fucking sick.
Mm-hmm.
And he also has like his passion is trash, like literally like things that are thrown away.
I'm the trash man.
His whole thing is like he's like, hey, these things still have value, even if they're like thrown away. Like some people give him some garbage to eat, like some like scraps. And he essentially does the Sanji thing where like he's like, no, this is still edible, but instead of cooking it, he just eats it.
Yeah. He's like Sanji's like, this is a good ingredient. This guy's like, oh shit,
food,
a meal.
He's like Denji in that regard. He kind of reminds me of like nah, I guess Denji's a little different. Like not even like Denji.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so good. I can't wait for you to eventually start reading it, because I know you said you were going to start collecting it too.
Yeah, because it's only like, you said 3 volumes.
It's only 3 volumes so far. And I think the last one like just came out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm definitely going to start reading it.
Also, character designs are peak. I think it might have my favorite character designs like of all time.
Sorry, you said that, and then I have like another honorable mention.
Go for it.
The Mao Mao.
Oh, absolutely. So like she was almost in my whatchamacallit, and then I was like, what if I like just didn't say any women? She was my number 6, or my number 7 actually was Mao Mao. Number 5 was, or 4. Number 6 was gonna be like Frieren.
Yeah. So I'm only 2 volumes into Apothecary Diaries. When I read more, I think Mao Mao probably will kind of.
I'm 11 volumes in.
I might knock down Ippo, put up Denji, and put Mao Mao in 5. I really enjoy Mao Mao from like 2 volumes already. Yeah, that's why I want to mention. I just forgot to mention her.
And the anime is also like, people are like, the anime is also great.
That's what I hear. My sister watched it.
What'd you think?
She said it was good.
There you go.
Mm-hmm. My sister's a good barometer from like, oh, is something popular? Because like my sister watched it.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, JJK is huge. My sister watched it.
Yeah.
She doesn't like that I don't like Yuji. And then I told her, I was trying to explain, I was like, and not in like a pretentious way, I think I've just read so many of these shits that of course Yuji doesn't stand out to me. I just have so much more to reference.
Yeah.
But that being said, is that your number 4 pick?
Yeah.
Okay. My number 3, which is kind of the obvious one, and the one that I think might be the worst out of the list, but he's my number 3.
Okay, so it's not who this is.
Who did you think?
I thought I was gonna say this is probably your number 1 pick, so I'm probably not gonna say it.
Well, I'm gonna say Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto is my number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love Naruto so much. I think he is out of the 5 the worst.
You didn't put you put him here. You didn't put Mao Mao up here. He was on the list.
Naruto's gonna make the list, and you know that.
Yeah.
Naruto is my favorite main character, and what I mean by that is like Naruto is everyone else I've named is my favorite character in the show. Naruto is not my favorite character in Naruto.
Yeah.
Mine would be Shikamaru or Sasuke, because I'm a Sasuke fan. What's so funny is someone commented because I said something about Sasuke.
Right.
It was that clip we did where I was like, Sasuke's not even the best, like, Sharingan user, and they were like, "Oh, you're gonna piss off the Sasuke fanboys." I am a Sasuke fanboy. I'm just realistic. He's not the best one.
I hate when people are just like they're just glazers for whoever they like, and they're like, "Oh, they must be the best."
Yeah.
Like,
I think the thing that's cool about Sasuke is that until the end, he's not the best.
yeah,
Again, even at the end, he's not the best Sharingan user. He's just the strongest Uchiha.
he's the only one at the end.
That's true. Like, who's gonna beat his daughter? His fucking
Also, spoilers,
daughter.
my bad.
But like, it's just like, I love his character. But Naruto is someone who I think is interesting because of how vulnerable Naruto is compared to other main characters. Like, you'll see like glimpses of that from Luffy, glimpses from Ichigo, never from Goku.
Absolutely not. I don't think Goku has ever wavered.
Like, the closest you get from like Goku like not being, confident is Frieza just scaring the shit out of him. Like Goku gets like a moment of like, oh fuck, and then he locks back in.
I disagree. I would say it's probably Vegeta, the first Vegeta fight, where he's like, I don't think I can win this. Until like the end where he's like, no, next time I'll beat him for sure.
Yeah.
Don't
or even
do it,
Raditz, where
Krillin.
he's like, oh fuck, he's gonna kill Gohan.
Which he wasn't. Like, that was never his plan. He was gonna. He just kidnapped him.
Well, after Gohan like hit him, and he got pissed.
Sorry. In all the games, he gets hit by Gohan,
And then I skipped the cutscene. You're right.
Oh.
You're so right, King. He
Yeah.
hits Gohan hits him, and then you skip the cutscene.
Yeah, and then you're dead.
Yeah. Me, I'm dead.
Yeah.
What's it called? But yeah, Naruto is different because he's so vulnerable. Like, you see moments like, and I'm gonna go into some spoilery talk without giving away too much. You get moments where like Naruto's talking to Hinata, and he's like, he just sees her on the way to the shooting exams, and he's just like, I don't feel like I can do this. Just because Hinata's there and he just feels comfortable with her, he's like, I don't think I can do this. I feel like I'm scared, and I'm not 100% that I can win, and I just feel like I can't do it. You get moments where the world is kind of opposing Naruto's beliefs to save his friend, and he has a panic attack over it.
Yeah.
And you don't get that from anyone else. And in the main shonen, at least the big three. You know? And he's so.
I would say
different
just
for
in
that.
general in the main shonen sphere.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the closest would be Ed.
Yeah, like Ed is very introspective for sure, and I think Izuku is a little too much. Like,
Well, that's literally like his character is like he's like an overthinker. That's his whole thing.
he's a sensitive little guy.
Yeah. With Naruto, it's like that's not who he is, and that's why it's such a more jarring and more
It's false bravado.
interesting. Yeah.
And I think it's just really interesting how, like, this character who's like really fucking annoying, just like 180s, and he's like, I don't know if I can do this. And also, someone commented, like, a lot of people like really did not like the take where I'm like, Naruto's annoying.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. He
is
no friends.
Yeah, everyone thinks he's annoying. Like, every time Naruto talks, usually the next word out of someone's mouth is "shut up."
Yeah,
You're annoying.
his whole thing is he's the number one
Knucklehead ninja.
Knucklehead ninja.
Kakashi says in Shippuden, Naruto, I'm starting to like you. After years.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm starting to like you. He's annoying, and that's what I think is cool. He's annoying, and that's like a part of it. They like lean into it. It's nice. But yeah, Naruto's number 3. Definitely not, the best character that I could have picked, but he's the one that means a lot to me.
number 3 is probably my pick on the list. That you're like, or not you, but like people are gonna be like, this one stands out a little bit weirder. It's gonna be A2 from Nier in general. Technically, she's the main character of the Pearl Harbor manga. so it's called the Pearl Harbor.
Sorry,
it's called the Pearl Harbor Descent. Why? Yokotaro is a weird guy.
The 9/11 expedition.
One of the characters' birthday is 9/11, and I'm just like, man, you got to stop doing this. But the Pearl Harbor Descent, she's the main character, and she's like a super bubbly individual, especially at the start of this manga. She's the second in command of a team, but she's kind of like below average or exactly at average at basically like at a lot of things. So she has like no confidence, but she's like, I trust in my allies, I trust in the command, I trust in my captain. And things go wrong. Suddenly she's put in charge, and she's like, I don't think I can do this. And then as you slowly get through her mission, which is to take down a server, she starts to spread her passion of like, hey, no, we got to get through this, all of us together, saving friends here on and so forth. And it's such a extreme dichotomy to when you see her in the game, and she's a stoic character, cold, no, like literally no allies whatsoever, and she's your enemy. And in the anime, especially, if anyone's seen the anime, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's such a great dichotomy to show how war can change an individual, even if it's like not like the war as we see it, but war as they see it. Where even if you're passionate and you want to do your best to make sure like, hey, I want us all to get home, sometimes it just doesn't work out, and sometimes even your allies are against you. And her inclusion of being happy, bubbly, like a lot of people point out like, I want to protect this smile, and then like they show her in the end of like, and I failed, and I'm just like, fuck, it's so good. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah,
which is why she's on the list of my favorite characters.
Number 3. I feel like I know what your number 1 is.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Goku.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be Goku. Do you think there's anyone who's going to be mad that Goku's not on either of our lists?
Hopefully not. Unless there's a guy who's only seen Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
And stopped at like
You got Naruto, all right? You got your dog shit. Number 2. Simone Gurren Lagann.
I thought that was gonna be your number 1. That's why I did the hand pose that I thought he did.
No, and these two can go either or. I think that Simone is my favorite, but
really,
but I think my number 1 pick is the best, and I think Simone is my favorite because it got me out of a really dark place multiple times.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann pulled me out of grief, and I think that for that reason, I think Simone is just a character that's like just great. Like sometimes you need to just be like, I can do anything I set my mind to. The only limitation is the limitation that I set on myself. There is no ceiling. You can break through anything, and I think that's great. However, this is a good time to also reveal my 1?
No.
Like 2, and then the reason I like 1 better is this.
You know what? Yeah.
So, and I think that's well and good. And I think, having the idea that the world is the limitations are only the ones I set. That's great, but that can only take you so far.
Yeah.
Mob,
unless you're literally.
Yeah. Mob, his thing is that I can do something little at a time to improve myself. What makes me great and better than everyone else doesn't define me. It's the choices that I make in my everyday life that make me a better person. And for that reason, I think Shigeo is just a way better MC. And it's something as someone who's like trying to do that myself, making little changes, going to the gym every day,
stopping
losing
using your
weight,
psychic powers. Yeah.
Stop using my psychic powers, stop eating sugar. Those things that everyone does in their day-to-day life. And to that feels a little more tangible, and like it's like a combination of those two themes that feel like it really motivates me. But I think Shigeo is just a little more practical, and it feels just like nice to know like, yeah, I'm special, but that doesn't make me better than anyone else. And I'm gonna be in the body improvement club. I'm going to make an effort to talk to more people, like acknowledge that confess. Like, oh, I have friends, confess to like the girl I like, and then be okay with whatever outcome that may come. Like that's just fucking really Mob, awesome. Mob's my favorite main character for sure.
Yeah, he's not even on my list.
I mean, that's I
didn't even think about him.
Yeah,
which is funny because we were talking about him like 10 seconds ago. For me, my number 2 and number 1 don't relate, so I'm not gonna bother. Will definitely have to be Guts Berserk.
That's 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be 1.
Wrong.
You're wrong. Die.
So I fucking
kill him.
Well, Berserk has dropped from its number 1 spot as my favorite manga. Guts Berserk himself has not fallen from one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
So I think Frieren might replace it as my favorite manga. but the character herself has not, just because the story it tells is just different.
I have to give Frieren another shot.
Frieren is so good. I collected every
I don't think it's
volume
bad. I just haven't continued.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can lend you more volumes, but
If you like it that much, yeah, I'll definitely, because I want to. If you like it that much, I'll talk to you about it.
yeah. But with Berserk, Guts is such like, his life is a tragedy. It's the most tragedy. I'm gonna forewarn you right here, right now, because I forgot to before. Like, his life is so fucked. Like, every unimaginable thing you don't want to imagine probably has happened to Guts Berserk. And he's like, his will to live is always waning, but he's like, no, I'm going to continue, even if like I want to die. Here is where I go on. And his passion for life is just one of those things that's like, or not passion for living, not life itself, is so odd, especially when he comes across a situation. He's like, I'm the only one that matters. Like, he's not a good person objectively. There's times where he's like, yeah, whoops, I accidentally let a whole town get slaughtered. My bad. Oops. That's how he acts. It's so weird.
I'm just a girl.
And he's one of the darkest characters. Like, who, like, I brought up Noel Stolen, like how he's like, who'll use underhanded tactics. Guts isn't like that. He'll use underhanded tactics, but he's also not above playing dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But his whole thing is like, he's. Yeah, you've seen like the comedically big sword trope.
Yeah,
that's him. Like, he's probably the origin. He's also inspired so many different things. I feel like a lot of Dark Souls stuff is inspired by Berserk. A lot of other mangaka draw from Berserk because they're like peak, and I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's weird that like I don't have more volumes than I do. Volume 5 is coming in the mail soon, and by volume I mean deluxe volume 5. I'm gonna just start collecting it more.
So are they like omnibuses? Each of the big ones are like 3 volumes?
Roughly, that's what people keep telling me.
Mm-hmm. So you have like 15.
Yeah. But it's just so... He's a character trope that is so hard to do right that I don't think I've seen like another character like him in the way that he is done. At least not done well enough for me to be like, I remember it.
Yeah.
Once you put too many tragedies in a character, you're like, all right, so when, like, I get it, he's like a tragedy, but with Guts and how the story is done, it doesn't feel like they're like, oh, you're just trying to make Guts' life worse. We get it, he's a tragedy. But it feels like, oh yeah, this is things that are happening. It flows so well. The way Guts handles things feels realistic. And my favorite part is when he goes insane, kills a bunch of people, and then a guy just goes berserk. It's in his volume,
and then Guts says, "That's my name. Don't wear it out."
Berserk, Guts Berserk.
I'm gonna call you Full Metal. I always think name dropping your show is always so funny. If it's like obviously not the character's name, like, well, Dragon Ball's not a good example. That one actually works really well. But just be like, and it works in Full Metal, but just be like, you've been named the Full Metal Alchemist. Like, that's funny to me. Berserk.
It doesn't work.
We call them Pokemon.
Like,
adventures.
You can call us the Insomniacs after school. I'm the Hunter X Hunter. I fucking love that bit, dude. I'm not just a hunter. I'm the Hunter Hunter.
Hi, I'm looking to rent a girlfriend. Is that really what happens?
I have no... So, okay, so...
Wait, what's the other one called? Rent a girlfriend.
A really shy girlfriend?
I'm looking to rent a really shy girlfriend.
So from what I know about Rent a Girlfriend, by what I know, I mean what I've read, I think I got into volume 3 without throwing up.
Women.
The guy, like, his parents are, like, dead or something. Maybe, I don't know. He gets a lump sum of money. He rents a girlfriend. And say he gets broken up with his long-term girlfriend. And that's the plot.
Awesome.
And from what I heard...
He's your number one pick.
From what I've heard, that's the plot from start to finish. He just keeps renting girlfriends.
I hear that it's a similar thing with what's his name? Like Comey can't communicate. Is that what it's called?
What about it?
I hear that it's a similar problem where like nothing's fucking happening.
No, so there's a difference. Okay, spoilers. With Comey can't communicate, things are happening, they're just boring.
Okay.
The difference is this guy is cringe and we hate him. Like when people talk about Comey can't communicate, they're like, "Oh, the main character, he's a Giga Chad." Sometimes a female Giga Chad because he cross dresses every once in a while. Everyone's like, "Based, based, based." I'd let him peg me. Oh, sorry, that was my comments.
I was like, I've greatly misunderstood what this book is about.
No, you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes they just focus too much on like the wacky characters, and we're like, please move the plot along. With Rent a Girlfriend, he's renting girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
That is the plot.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Or not interesting.
Yeah, no, wrong.
Anyway,
my number one is Hoen Kyoma.
Oh yeah, yeah. So for some, I know I brought up an anime pick.
Yeah.
I thought you were going strictly manga. Otherwise, I would have been like,
It's a manga.
Did you like it?
I liked him.
Fair. Because I was like, I thought you just didn't like the manga.
There's also the sequel is better. The
okay.
Steins Gate Zero manga is good.
Mm-hmm.
But like his character is still there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I did think Guts Berserk was gonna be number one.
I talk on mass about how much I fucking love Okabe Rintaro and Hoen Kyoma, but the dichotomy between the characters is just so fucking good. You get the rambly Shunibyo, the worried like, hey, am I keeping up my facade very well? Subtleties between him in the early whatchamacallits, and then when things start going to shit, and he realizes that keeping up the facade isn't helping him, and he's like, I genuinely need help. You see like him become like a real person, realizing that like, hey, this whole thing is just to like make me appear strong. I'm like, I'm just a guy. Like he's literally just like a guy in a lab coat, which is so fucking peak.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's like overwhelmed, stressed. He's like almost crying. He's like, I need your help to someone who he clearly loves and who will never remember him asking for this.
Mm-hmm.
And then following that up as time goes on, he's like, this facade is like not just something that's helping me, it's helping like them, weirdly enough. And he kind of embraces the cringe, and I'm like, fuck yeah, embrace the cringe.
Mm-hmm.
But if he didn't count, I'd probably move everyone up a notch and then like Fryron number 5.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Maybe Mao.
I gotta read.
They gotta fight for number
I think Mao, what's really fun about Mao is like how just like irritated they are constantly of the world around them. It's really fun.
Did I sent you that video, but she deleted the video and then re-uploaded it. The TikTok. That Mao cosplayer is like doing like the romance thing, like your hand in my hand, and then she's like, brother, you don't remember that?
Not really.
I saved it just for this moment. Anyway, I really like Mao. Please mute. Oh, you're on Do Not Disturb mode, so it doesn't matter.
No, Mao's a good pick. If not Ippo, then I'd move Denji up. And
why not? If not Ippo,
I feel like Denji's got to be there. So I got to put Ippo down if that's the case.
Also, I like how you're like, I thought we were doing strictly manga, and then you chose
Mob.
Yeah, Mob.
And Simon.
Oh yeah. Well, I have to read the manga. I own almost all that's out. Oh fuck! Did I not save it? Am I stupid? Am I an idiot? I am. I give up.
Thanks everybody for watching the first episode of Page Turners. If you like this kind of format of us just shooting the shit, let us know. We'll keep doing it. And then more Em and Weeb will be out next week. I didn't even introduce us. My name's Davie. My friend Esau. And we'll see you guys whenever we do this again.